Hello, everybody. Today I wanted to start downloading my book, which is called When My Partner Dies, and I think you'll understand what that means if you've gone through that process. So let's begin. After my partner of 4 decades died unexpectedly, I searched for books, etc., to help me navigate through the turmoil that happens before and after they pass. In the end, I decided to write a book about how I coped and not coped. I wanted to write about how it was for me and probably for many others. Some of the book will resonate with you. Some parts may not be part of your experience. However, it is a truthful account of the many decisions and issues that I encountered and how I found ways to make it an easier transition from being a couple to being single. I hope your journey brings you to a place of acceptance and peace. Losing your partner. One of the greatest losses is the loss of a partner or spouse. Your whole world is revolved around the union you formed, and once they pass, your life changes completely. The loss is not only of them, but your focus, your lifestyle, and the way you relate to the world. When I lost my husband, nothing prepared me for the monumental upheaval it caused. Nothing was the same again. From dawn to dusk, the effects reverberated through me, and I was totally lost. Losing my partner and my marriage was devastating. My future became uncertain and it felt empty. The longer and deeper the connection, the more heartbreaking it is. When you face the sad reality, the journey through it is very difficult. I never realised how challenging and lonely the path was. When they were sick for a while, the pain of watching them slip away before your eyes makes the grieving begin before you actually lose them. When they die suddenly, the shock is overwhelming. You will find your way through it, but not without the passage of time and support. Never think you are weak during the grieving process, because it is hard. Losing a partner is a depth of sorrow only those who have felt it truly understand. Being in a couple defines who you are, and in loss, that part of you dies as well. Loss of a partner means you lose the centre of your world. Now there is no centre and no safe place to lay your heart on. It is the price one pays for the incredible beauty of love. My husband was the centre of my world, although we were two individual units. As a couple, he was my focus and I was his. However, with the loss, the centre no longer existed, and I was left with myself and the memories. I remember the words of a Gary Moore song which said that now there is a hole where we used to be. It fitted how I felt after his death. The void was massive. Losing your partner destabilises every aspect of daily life. From the moment of loss, everything is changed. Losing your centre feels overwhelming and like you're drifting aimlessly around. Piecing your life back together takes months and sometimes years. The journey is long and painful. Months after his death, I continued to feel disoriented and weird. Everything in the present was different, while parts of me felt like I was stuck back in the past. Although I always had my own life and interests, I also had a couple life, thought as a couple, felt as a couple, and even related as a couple. It takes ages to step out of being a couple. In some areas, switching your focus happens straight away because you have no choice. However, the deeper healing of learning to be single requires time and patience. Certain people never let go of the couple feeling and cannot move on away from it. In their minds, regardless of the loss, they are married as before. They will live with their memories. However, true moving on is living in reality and allowing your new lifestyle to activate. Remember that your loved one remains in your heart as you strive ahead alone. Now I'm going to talk about the physical, emotional, mental and soul loss. Every day I breathe into the pain of your absence. The physical loss is the easiest to understand. The person is gone and your environment is changed forever. Your time together is finished. They will never walk in the door again or send you a text. You cannot talk to them or sit and have coffee and cake like before. The physical loss is massive and unavoidable. It creates a vacuum in your life and resounds in the house. Their chair is empty and you no longer hear their voice or laughter. Sometimes when it was bad, I imagined my husband was lying next to me. It was ridiculous, but for a moment I was pretending he was around. Often people play the voicemail message on the phone over and over to hear their voice or watch old family videos to have some connection. In the early morning and at night are usually poignant times. The rush of the day has either not begun or finished, and without distraction, their physical loss is more noticeable. There are constant reminders of them in the form of objects or personal belongings. Your mind sees them sitting in their chair or washing dishes in the kitchen. The house has a hole in it physically. Many people decide to move house, but it only removes so much. In your mind, you continue to remember the old times. If you remain in the house, the physical reminders are hard to avoid. Sometimes you may gain comfort by physical mementos, but on a messy day they may unravel you. Never dismiss how challenging the physical loss is. The emotional loss is massive. We have emotional connections to people that we care about. Therefore, the loss of this connection is terrible. The love you shared travelled from your heart to theirs. Now you have no way to channel that love. It may be sent to them spiritually, but it is not the same as being together here on earth. Giving love was part of the relationship, and it is strange to have no way to express it. No hugs, no kisses, and no words. I recognised that the love I had was there inside my heart. However, although I sent him love, it was not the same. The connection felt like it went one way, and I felt alone. Not being loved affects you as well. After being loved and living in a state of love, to be in this barren space is dreadful. You are alone and isolated emotionally. You may give love to everybody, but there's a gap in your world. Your heart is bursting with all that love with nowhere to go. When we are in any relationship, there's mental connection, and after loss, not being able to talk to each other is hard. Before your mental connection as a couple may have been almost telepathic, and you both easily picked up on each other. Usually the sharing had brought you closer, and now the mental loss is huge. Certain relationships have special parts when it comes to the mental part. It may be the interests you shared or similar values, and the ability to talk about various aspects of your life are missing now. When you shared your deepest thoughts, then the loss is big. I chatted to my partner and shared many thoughts and worries. Just having another soul to be all of myself with was liberating and healing. Once I lost this, my entire world changed. He was not there to ask for an opinion or make a major decision with. Of course, you had other people, but it was not the same. The loneliness with loss is significant because there's no one to share ourselves with like we did. Even when at times we did not talk, there was mutual understanding and a nurturing connection. In certain relationships, we may have been soulmates. A soulmate is usually a partner with whom we have felt a strong affinity and who loves and accepts us completely. It is a bond like no other. These relationships can be telepathic as well as being so connected. There are shared emotions, values and interests, and it sets a firm foundation for us. There seems to be no other person for us than them. The love that is shared is deep and lasting, and soulmates usually surmount any problems that threaten the relationship. Losing a soulmate feels irreplaceable, and therefore the soul loss is massive. Instead of feeling like it's easy to move forward with another partner, we may feel like we can never find love and the same kind of relationship again. Having been soulmates makes getting over the loss much harder. As we go through the book now, I'll be uploading every week the different parts of the book. Some of the parts will be useful to you, as I said earlier, and some not so. So you just choose what you want to listen to. So I'm hoping that just by doing my book, putting it up for you when your partner dies, it'll help you, because it's really hard and it's really lonely. So I'm sending you lots of love.